Hello, baby.
What's up, bro? Bro. Fuck yeah.
Alright, which laptop are we using today, guys? The MacBook or the Asus ZenBook? I don't know why the fuck I'm flexing my laptops, man. I hate to say it, but it's true, you know, like the ZenBook is a bit unrefined. The reason I say that is because for a brand new laptop, it already has issues, right? So this is like 3 months old. And there's been one instance where I tried to turn it on and it didn't work. Like it's literally just black screen, nothing going on. But still, you know, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And the fucked up thing is like my friend actually told me that the ZenBook was unreliable. And I still bought it anyways. Like, I'm just a sucker for design, I guess. And honestly, the design is cool, right? I don't know if you guys can see it, but okay, it is a fingerprint magnet. That's the bad thing. But when you don't have fingerprints on it, this is fucking sick, bro. I don't know if this is doing it justice, honestly. I woke up really late today, guys. I wasn't feeling well. Well, technically I woke up at 5 this morning, but not because I wanted to, it's because I was feeling sick actually. So I made some vitamin C, downed that shit, went back to sleep. Thankfully, I'm feeling a lot better now. It's time for Belle to eat.
Bruh.
Some postbiotics, because she's kind of old. She just turned 11 actually. It was just her birthday. Still healthy, but you know, there were times in the past where it was tough. Thankfully, she's all better now though. And so she stopped eating kibble. If you guys have dogs, honestly, you shouldn't be feeding them kibble. Only if you care, obviously, because like, if you feed them like real food like this, hot food, you know, it's more expensive, harder to find, but it's better. That's just a fact. Kibble is ultra processed food. We don't really want that for anyone, you know. So that's enough about Belle for now. Let's talk about the real topic of this video that I really wanted to get into is how do you stay disciplined to not take any trades when the market environment is not good for your strategy? I'll put it this way, guys. I've been doing this long enough to know for a fact that a lot of the losses I take, especially in the past, were unnecessary. And that's the key word, unnecessary. They were stupid trades, right? I really didn't have to take them. They weren't even that good. After you expose yourself to enough of these instances where you realize like, holy shit, a lot of these losses that I take are just not good, you begin to realize that trading well is more about playing defense than playing offense. And let me explain what that means. I think catching good trades is not the difficult part of trading. The reason I can say this is because I've taught a lot of students at this point. I can pretty confidently say that even the new traders, the inexperienced traders, are capable of finding good trades and being in the good trades. But the main difference between inexperienced traders and profitable traders is not in being able to catch the good trades. It's actually in being able to avoid the bad trades. So an inexperienced trader will have that good trade, that win, but then after that winning trade, they have a series of losing trades, of completely unnecessary losses. Whereas the profitable trader doesn't have that in their equity curve. So they don't have nearly as many losses. And so now that we're on the same page about this, I don't really have FOMO anymore if I can confidently identify that a market environment is currently not good for me, which is like this week. So I've been very passive in the market, right? I don't trade when the environment is not healthy. That's one of the biggest improvements you can make, honestly. Now I'm gonna eat my breakfast slash lunch. I don't know what to call it. It's technically 12 right now, but it's my first meal of the day. Before I head into the office, I'm meeting with one of my students later, so you're gonna see that. With some of my students, I meet with them live. With others who are not in the same place as me, we just do our meetings online through Zoom or Discord or whatever. Been stuck in traffic for 30 minutes now. Terrible. Carter can be a real shithole sometimes, dude. We're in the freeway now, so we're gonna get to the office pretty soon. And just working on our content plan while we're getting there. Got a lot of things prepared for you guys here. It's an awesome time, you know, to be able to work beside a mall because then I can just buy anything I want. Just got some great news from one of my students here who just passed his first funded account. There it is, passed my first funded account. Let's fucking go. Very nice. So I have about 30 to 40 minutes before my student arrives here, and I'm just gonna use that time to get started on next week's market breakdown. Now I usually do this on the weekends, and this is still Friday, right, today. And the reason I'm doing it today instead of tomorrow or on Sunday is because I have a wedding to go to tomorrow. So I might be hungover on the Sunday, right? I don't know. I just gotta make sure that this work gets done either way. So I'm just gonna do it today. Better safe than sorry, you know? While I was doing my prep for next week, I actually found a pair that is ripe for an opportunity today. And I will update you guys later if I do take the trade. But essentially, this is just a little breakdown to see how I trade, right? This right here is a macro resistance level. Why is it called a macro resistance level? It's because it's on the weekly chart, which is essentially as high a higher time frame can go. I don't use the monthly chart, I only use the weekly. That's the maximum. And so we find this liquidity gap here that price has now filled. And so if we just break down the relevant price action now, this downside reversal is exactly what we expected after price completed macro resistance. However, the unorthodox development is this, what's happening right now. Because essentially, from such a strong high value area like a macro resistance, we are actually looking for a continuation follow through, for the downside to continue to make a larger move. But no, that's not what it chose to do. And instead, we are now pushing back up. And so whenever this happens, it is a clear message from the market that we are trying to come back all the way up to this double top. And we have confirmation of that because this uptrend is much too large for us to discount as some correction. This has essentially retraced 90% of the original move down, right? 90% is right here, this red box here. So that is a clear sign from the market that, hey, this upside is no joke. It is a real move and the market is now trying to move up to complete this double top here. Okay, even from the weekly, we can see that after this origin impulse wave to the upside, what did we follow through with? We are following through with a corrective downside wave, and that's good, right? The natural way that the market moves is an impulse correction continuation. That's the simplest way I can put it. And so now that we have a clear higher time frame bias here, let's look at the D1 and see. So the D1 confirms that this is indeed a very substantial move up, followed by the current correction, looking for this to continue to the upside. So let's look for our entry criteria in the lower time frames. So here is a reversal structure that I call a descending channel, right, in the strategy. This is just a simple point of liquidity here that lines up with our structure. And now price has produced that beautiful, perfect, bullish engulfing bounce from our lower time frame value area. That is a perfect thing to see for the longs, right? What's even better here is that we follow up the perfect origin impulse with a continuation structure of its own. And so this is where we want to enter our trade, guys. Going to the hourly here, we are simply looking for a strong bounce here on the 1 hour, right? So the next 1 hour candle has to close strong here for us to enter this trade, okay? There are multiple entry criteria, but I'm not gonna go too in depth with that because, you know, in respect to the strategy as well as, it's just gonna be too complex. I don't think you guys will enjoy it anyways, but I have specific entry criteria now that we are completing this continuation structure after the high quality origin impulse from my value area. So that's the steps that I take to take a trade. So I'm basically looking for this to bounce on the 1 hour. If it doesn't bounce, I don't take the trade. I never take naked orders. I know some strategies, they place naked orders like this, and they just hope that the market bounces, whereas I trade very differently. I don't do this. I always wait for confirmation through the 1 hour close first before I ever take an entry. I found that that's a lot better in the way we can prevent large drawdowns, right? And that's a key thing in trading. So whenever you're starting to trade larger capital, you will naturally realize that the goal in trading is not necessarily to make the largest percentage returns, but it's to make the smoothest equity curve possible. When you're trading large capital, you do not want to be going through huge drawdowns. So the way that you design your strategy and your trading habits needs to revolve around making sure that your equity curve goes up in a smooth manner. That's why I wait for confirmation. Even if sometimes I do miss some trades, that's completely fine because I know that that's the cost I'm willing to pay in order to get a smoothly rising equity curve without very large drawdowns. Imagine you're trading 7 figures. You don't want to be in a 10% drawdown. That's $100,000. Not a nice feeling to go through with drawdown like that. So yeah, done with everything I need to do, but fuck, my student's gonna be late. So I'm just gonna go get some snacks or something, you know. Got a surprise paddle game tonight. So I gotta get some shit, you know, because I didn't bring anything. Decided not to eat anything because I'm gonna eat dinner in a couple hours anyways, you know. So I'm just gonna use this time to review some of my trades. And yeah. The reason I put everything in crypto is because I put in the work to understand why Bitcoin specifically should rise. So far since 2016, I've been correct. I don't see any better risk to reward opportunities than done yet. These things will affect the investment decisions. Yeah. But because I have no family yet, I'm still. Conversation with Dennis was too fun, too intense. That's what happens to me usually. So I was just talking to Dennis about the current state of the crypto market and risk assets in general and what he should be doing with his portfolio. So helping him out there a little bit. And now I gotta stop the recording because there's some kids singing here and it's getting really loud. And we are finally here. It's paddle time. Oh shit. I'm not feeling as good as I hoped I would by the end of the day. I'm pretty sure I'm sick, actually. I can feel it in my bones. Right here, I have a bunch of vitamin C I have to down. And then, just gonna put on some lo-fi, you know, read my book, try to get in that zone of just super comfort. so I have a chance of recovering by tomorrow, because I'm going to a wedding tomorrow and I'm spinning the party actually. So yeah, dude, I gotta recover. I gotta recover. Change of plans. I'm hungry. I gotta eat. And I gotta get this food in because I've decided I need to take some Tylenol, dude. Like, this is not getting any better.